people had enough. And they rise up, they resisted of the hatred, and now the country is actually trying to rejoice.
Hey! Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to our Las Vegas Pride podcast channel. And today I have here with me pretty normal Jim.
What's my name?
Jim.
Say it again.
Jim.
Say it again.
Jim.
Sir.
Here we go.
Coy.
Jim.
That's a man right now.
Thank you, Mello.
Drama.
Melodrama.
Yoo-hoo.
And today we're going to actually talk about this year theme for our Pride Festival, parade, and everything what's going on this year. So
What's
here we
going
go.
on? What's going
That's
on?
a great
Melanie?
introduction question. That's a great question. to
It was a
present
good
to your
question.
guests.
Here we go, Brady. Talk.
Here,
Do
take
something.
it away.
I'll
Well,
start and
We're
then
paid puppets.
Brady can elaborate on our theme. We're very
Oh,
excited about
goodness.
this year. We do feel like it relates to kind of what's going on in the world. So the theme, drumroll, is rise, resist, rejoice.
Rise, resist, rejoice.
We stand together to break the cycle. So join us to break the cycle with Pride.
Yeah, we're very excited to be presenting this year. We are always challenged to come up with something creative as a theme that embodies what we're working on, something that is current event, right? Things that are like relevant to our community and to the world, and something colorful and interesting. And we've landed on these three words that really inspire the movement or inspired by the movement, and hopefully moving forward, we know that it's an election year, right? We're at midterms, so elections are always going to be on people's minds when we head into October, which is just before November, which is when you will be voting. So register to vote. Look for our resources from our partners that give out some great voter guides. It'll be in our magazine, on our website. Seek out that information, educate yourself, and then join us for Pride in October, and then go vote, right?
100%.
Educate yourself. Let's start with words by words. What does it mean for us? So if we
Word by word.
Word
There's
by
only three
word,
words.
word
How
by
long do we have?
Right?
hours and
Rise.
hours. Let's start with rise.
All right. So I'll throw in my 2 cents. I was hesitant for the theme
Mhm.
until I started looking at researching Pride themes throughout the country, throughout some of the bigger Pride festivals. Ooh, themes are a couple words, and we have a theme.
There's the scene in like they're doing
Christmas Story?
Christmas Story is good, but
Yep.
this scene in Drop Dead Gorgeous, and they're like,
Yep.
what's the theme for the
Yep.
pageant this year?
Yep.
They're like, America. What was it last year? America.
America.
American. Yeah.
So I was hesitant, going rise, resist, rejoice. I'm like, all right. So then I just started wrapping my head around it, and it's true. I mean, we have to rise to the resistance. Basically, that's
pretty
how
much.
I'm thinking and remembering all three words at my age. But rise to the occasion. Stop sitting on the sideline. Stop being complacent and being I'm gonna go have a vodka tonic and sit on the patio and hope everything goes well for us in the election. And rise to the resistance. Rise to the occasion and make sure our voices are heard. Our queer voices are heard. Get out there, talk to people. Do you have a way to go vote? That's the thing that I'm more focused on this year is the seniors in our community. Do you have a way to get to vote? Come on, let's have a voting party. Even if I have to take people to different precincts, districts.
I'm pretty sure that there's a voting center like in the park this year.
Yeah.
So like they can walk across the park and go and vote
And
on
vote.
site.
It's one of those things to rise to the occasion and make a difference. Because if we don't, then we're gonna have to resist a lot more.
Yeah.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
And by rise is just, don't put us back in the closet when we don't want to be. Rise, get up, go out, and be seen, be heard. And if it takes a brick, we don't want it to take a brick, but be ready, get your signs ready, go out and show that we're not going away. We've not gone away since the dawn of man. We'll still be here. And with our rise, there will be some resistance, but that's the yin and yang of life. There's a positive and a negative, and we have to have that
Yeah.
power.
Yeah,
Pride-
100%.
Pride innately is the commemoration of a riot. and for us standing up for our rights and fighting for things that are meaningful to all minorities, which the LGBTQIA plus community increasingly this movement understands and I think really resonates that like being together and standing up for everyone's rights as humans is really what we're doing here. Pride looks like a party. That's where a lot of the rejoice comes in. We want it to be fun and look like a party, but it is a resistance. It is a movement, and it's a reminder that we're fighting for something serious and for our rights, and showing our numbers is a really important way to be doing that and reminding society how many people this affects and how many people care about these causes that we're advocating for and are rise up to make those things advance. So yeah, it is very much a loop that makes sense. Like
Full circle.
it's
Full
fun,
circle.
it's doing something important, and
Yeah.
hopefully we get somewhere.
And not only that, but it being kind of in this loop is sort of that representation of we've been here before. This feels very familiar historically to what the community has faced. And that's also the addition of kind of our add-on to the theme with Break the Cycle with Pride. Cuz yeah, we're tired of it. We're sick and tired of this happening, especially in our country and especially now with how far the community has come. We can't sit back. We can't be complacent.
Yeah, that's we were talking about the team, and I'm with Jim with this. When the first idea came out, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but actually it makes a lot of sense, especially when we look at the full circle and what's happening around the world. This year, it feels like that year to break the cycle. It's this year, it's where we can see resistance, not just in our community, all around the world for different actions, specifically what we should stand up for. All of that hatred, all of that pushing down people, all of that discrimination against our community, any community who is not considered the normal by those politicians, the majority. So I think having this team, it makes a lot of sense, specifically in this time period, what we're living through right now. Like what Megan said, we've been here before. It's not like it's never happened that we got attacked, but we need to stand up and rise up to the occasion and resist against these hatred movements when it goes against us. Because in my personal opinion, it started getting to that level that people are getting emboldened with the hatred. Like, it's a podcast, so we can tell the story. Somebody calls you with the F word a couple of days ago.
I was called a slur this week in a professional setting. Yeah, it's not getting better; it's getting worse. Like, yeah, it's very interesting.
That it's getting more to the public too, using those words and using those discriminatory actions. What was already been disappeared for a little bit because this hatred that is going around. So to ask the community to rise up, resist, and rejoice in the end. It makes a lot of sense for me, and I hope for the community.
People are not being held accountable for their bad behavior.
Exactly,
because we have leadership who should have been whipped with the belt and the wooden spoon and the shoe across the room at an early age, and they haven't been. And I'm going to say they because there's more than one. But people are not accountable for their behavior anymore.
Yeah,
I had a conversation with an individual in the community recently. And my alter ego, Norma, was there in that conversation. And Norma loves a little cocktail. And this person obviously has a reputation for loving the cocktail and started this conversation about our Pride organization, other organizations. And I said, listen, I'm in a spot where I don't want to have this conversation because I really want to have this conversation with you. But I've had a couple cocktails. And you obviously have had a lot of cocktails. So let's regroup and have lunch later on. I called him on his bad behavior. And, well, what happened was it created a conflict all of a sudden. Well, you don't want to talk to me. I was like, well, no, I really want to talk to you. But right now is not the appropriate time. Let's sit down, let's have breakfast or lunch, whatever. And I called the individual on their behavior. And I'm the bad guy because I called them on their bad behavior. Well, I would say inappropriate behavior and blah, blah, blah. But that's the thing, that behavior that is acceptable nowadays. And I call people out anymore. It's like, oh, sorry, excuse me.
I make sure to be doing that in our world in general and like checking with people. Hey, do you have 5 minutes for me? Hey, I'm going to be switching gears to be talking about
Mhm.
something serious. Hey, do you have the mental capacity to like talk about something emotionally heavy right now? Like just framing things and giving people the right time and space and respect, I think is just, especially since we're moving so fast,
100%.
all of those things. Um, tell us a little bit about what has been going on in Hungary with the rise, resist, rejoice
That's
as a
actually
theme.
that's
Yes.
actually that's why I said like I think it's a perfect theme for this year, because this year the Hungarian election was held 2 weeks ago, and our old prime minister, that authoritarian leader, a fascist, gay hatred s- asshole,
Yeah, and old.
old asshole. He lost the election with a landslide because the people had enough. After 16 years, the Hungarian people rised up and they actually live with their right to vote. They went out and vote against the odds. So this is one thing I would love to say to the people here in America, that numbers are matter. Like the only reason that government failed because 80% of the people went out and voted. 80% of participation. In this country, we have a 50, barely 50,
Yeah.
52, 53. If you believe in something, and then you should go out and vote, and you should do something about it, because you can make a change, because this has happened. And the odds was against the opposition. The media was controlled by the state. The funding everything was funded by the people. There was no government funding for the campaign. They had zero public space to go out and talk because the government restricted them, and they would gerrymander the shit out of the country to make sure that they won. And they lost, but not just lost a little bit, they lost with a landslide. Super majority win for the opposition because people had enough. And they rise up, they resisted of the hatred, and now the country is actually trying to rejoice.
Hey!
Full circle.
We got the full circle.
And they literally had a rave
And
at
they
Parliament,
danced.
right?
They
Yeah.
did. They danced.
Yeah.
The thing with that is we have become complacent. Oh, my vote doesn't matter. Well, yes, it does. Because even if the opposition cheats, if there's a landslide of people going to vote, even if they do somehow cheat, it's going to wash that away because the voters are going to turn out.
Yes.
And if you've got 90% of everybody out voting, and then obviously there is something wrong. Somebody did do something bad. So like you said, get out there and vote.
And for that, please just listen to me. I just did a full semester of research on this on one of my class. Empirical data shows that there is no such states county what's considered safe. The voter registrations around 45 to 55 in every state, even the one that is always Republican, always Democrat. We are close in every state, every city, every town. If you go out and vote, specifically, because one thing they forget to always talk about it in the news, that they never count the independent voters. That is more than 30% of the voters in this country are independent. If those people who are not recognized as Republican or Democrat in a voter registration, you go out and vote.
Yeah, we're apolitical, obviously, and we are proud of that, and we encourage everyone to vote. But the
Just
default
vote.
should be to participate, not to not participate. Like
Yeah.
going and voting is so easy. I happen to run an election site here in town. I spend a lot of time volunteering. It is, I guess, slightly paid. We consider it volunteering, and I donate the proceeds back to Pride anyway. But the election sites do not have long lines. You can get in and out very quickly. It's quite easy to do. You can vote at any site. You can do early voting.
Early voting, especially on the
So
day
easy.
of voting, yeah, there might be a little line, which I definitely saw at the last election.
The sites
but
that I've been running have been
Early-
really easy to get in.
I think it was the first time I ever, as the last election, when I was able to vote. The presidential as a U.S. It's like, I think it was in and out in less than 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
can
it's
get
very fast.
very
I
quickly.
saw something online or wherever I was at. It said if it takes me 8 hours to wait in line to make a change, I will wait
It's a good
8
investment.
hours.
Mhm.
I will wait 8 hours. And I love going I love early registration because God knows we're so busy. We don't want to be inconvenienced. But there's something about the act of going on the regular scheduled voting day and being there with some who are opposing and some who are just for the the big splash and blue wave. But there's some energy about it that makes me feel, okay, I am doing my civic duty.
Yes.
And for those individuals, the women, the black population who fought for that right, and here I am, Mr.
Yeah.
Old White Man, just doing what I should have been doing, and I've done it every year that I could since I could vote. And some people who take that for granted, go, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter.
It does.
Every
It
vote matters.
does matter.
Every vote matters.
If everybody voted, there would be different results.
Right.
100%. Nevada, I think we're ranked like the best voting, the safest voting, the most secure voting. The system is really clean and simple. There's some new changes that they're rolling out about how exactly your ballots will be turned in at the polls. It's like really cool and interesting. You'll vote on a screen. You turn in a physical sheet. That's your backup vote. It goes in to be tabulated. So really cool process that is really infallible in any way that I could imagine ever having anything happen. And go and do your duty.
Do your duty.
Do the duty.
And I want to talk about the what's actually this whole circle means, because we talk about a lot about breaking the cycle. And I think that's what it's really the concentration of this year, not just for our organization and not just for the parade and festival. This should be the message for the whole year as for the country. Because if we can make these changes, like big changes, and encouraging people to stand up what they believe in and do the rise and resist part, united together, we can break this cycle. Because much as we love to, and I'm gonna say it, the last couple of years we're going in circles. Doesn't matter who was the president, we're going into circles of not getting anything done in this moment in this country. It's always a little bit better for us. It's sometimes after we go back to the worst. A little bit better for our community, the LGBT community. Better, worst. Better, worst. Can we stop to go back to worst? Can we just put people in who is actually going to represent us? And can we stop this hatred once and for all?
Yeah.
And we can do that together as the country, as the people who vote, as the nation. If we just actually believe it, that we can do this. Just go out and do your duty, and we can break this vicious cycle of hatred coming back for us.
Well, on that note,
I'm positive.
I had a great conversation with a friend of mine recently who's tired.
I got
62 years old.
Yeah.
Survivor since 1992, HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.
Just tired. And I said, I get it. And they see so many things, the youth in our community. Oh, we want to make a difference, but volunteering, that's a lot of work. Well, yeah, it is. So I said, we're all tired, but as soon as we give up and be complacent and not want to be heard like what we're doing right now, that's when I know something's got to change. And I felt that in the last couple of years, not only because of the political world, but even in our own our little queer community, and not just say in Las Vegas, it's across the world where and I get that way. I try so hard to keep things going, but then there's like, oh, well, so-and-so doesn't want to do this, and this group doesn't want to do this. It becomes constantly aggravation of like, why can't we all just play together in a sandbox? So mentally, what I've been doing is the fear of missing out, the FOMA thing. No, I don't need to be involved with that because my focus is this. And when I started to decipher what my roots of my efforts were, then it got easier for me to say, no, I'd like to be involved with that, but right now I'm busy with this other thing. Sometimes saying no, but also taking different directions. And where this is all leading to, I love what we're doing with Pride in the last 2 years. We're dividing up the weekend. We will never be, and we've all internally had this conversation, we'll never be San Diego. We'll never be LA. We'll never be Long Beach. We don't have the capacity in this town. We don't have the financing and funding. If C would write us a big check for $5 million, then maybe Beyonce would show up at our Pride Festival. That's never going to happen. We have
It's
to be,
a job. That's what they get paid for.
It's exactly. We have to be realistic. And what we've decided to do in the last 2 years, those who don't know, we're splitting up the festival and the parade, 2 different weekends. But we're having a week-long celebration. Not just boom, one weekend it's over. That stresses the small crew that we do have, known as Southern Nevada Association of Pride, Inc. Those of us, and gives us a whole week of celebration, but we've reinvented what we want to do and how we want to present ourselves. The festival last year was simple, but it was different. And people, we had a percentage that were like, oh, this is change. I don't like change. I'm not going to like this. I liked it. Then we have those who are the negative Nellies. We're always going to have that percentage. But then the rest of them were like, it was different. It's in the middle of October. Some people got cold. They had to get a sweater. Good for you. But we're not dying in the sweltering heat. There were things for people to do. We learned we have to do a lot more to keep the activities going.
But we're always learning.
We always are learning, but we're changing things to improve on what we want to do for the community and not becoming stagnant. Like, well, okay, we're going to do it at the park again. Okay, watch out for the duck shit. That was brought up in the conversation with a friend of mine. Like, oh, we just didn't like the park because it was beautiful, but there was duck shit everywhere. Like, whatever. But we've decided we're changing things up.
Yeah.
So we're rising to the resistance, going, we can't compete with LA. We're going to do it this way.
We're not trying to.
No, yeah.
I much rather try to achieve an excellent Las Vegas Pride than a mid LA Pride.
Yeah,
comparison.
that's
100%,
unique to our city.
100%.
That's
Yep.
uniquely Vegas. That is a reflection of our community here, which is, if people believe, because I did grow up kind of believing that here, that there is a lack of culture, but there, more and more over the years, there is such a rich culture here. And yeah, you do have to go looking for it a little bit harder
Well, that's what
in
we're
Vegas,
doing.
but
Yeah.
it is
And-
here.
And it's not a lack of culture.
Right.
Yeah.
We
It's
have
just not
different
appreciated.
culture.
Yeah.
We have a very different culture.
Yes.
We have a culture based on hospitality and what hospitality
Mhm.
culture is about. Gaming,
Mhm.
food. Well, it used to be all 100% gaming. Now it's mostly food and entertainment, mostly entertainment now. But that's a totally different culture.
Mhm.
And it, like Megan, it took me years to understand. Just because we added the Smith Center to our checklist of
Mhm.
things to do
Right.
doesn't mean we
There's
automatically
something
have
about it, yeah.
culture. We have different culture here, and I love the fact that we are embracing what pride means and can be in Las Vegas. But to the naysayers, join us. Don't come with hate rhetoric. Join us. If you don't like what we're doing, make some suggestions. We love when people want to come and own something and help us do and produce
Yes.
something incredible.
Yeah.
But don't try to change the wheel because you just moved here from wherever,
Mhm.
because you don't know Las Vegas. You think you do. You don't know Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's
It's important
that's
to
my
say
2
that-
cents.
That's your.
to say too that our like the format that we have helps to make sure that our audience who works the strip, who works on the weekends, who doesn't have a normal 9 to 5 like a lot of cities may have access to, are able to participate in our events too. So we have some events that are going to have a premium price point. That's to be very attractive to the people that want to and can have been looking for those things. And there's also always going to be a very affordable homegrown festival. We think having
100%,
it on the
100%.
grass in the park in somewhere Vegas like oriented in one of our spaces in Las Vegas, like
yeah, the
a
price
park is really
The
important.
price is more to come on this
Yeah.
information, but the price is going to be like what it was back in early 2000s,
Oh
90s.
no, the 90s. Like
The
we have not
90s.
changed our
Inflation
prices.
wasn't
Yeah.
affected the,
We
the
feel
pricing
really
for us.
important about that, and while we are not necessarily like thriving and we don't have access to tons of money, whether or not you're deeply familiar with us or not, Las Vegas Pride is powered by volunteers. We're powered by the people that
100%.
come to our events. Our ongoing events pay for the parade and festival, and we don't have access to a lot of government funding that a lot of other cities do have kind of a free pass on. So we really do fight against odds in a city that monetizes entertainment and
100%.
attention
Yep.
and doesn't really want to share that with anybody, especially our own community, which is why it's sometimes this challenge that
Right.
our community doesn't necessarily have that, because they'd rather have people be working and spending money on the strip than out in a park.
Right.
But for
That's
one
real.
of that really specific, special Las Vegas thing what we have here, but actually Pride's doing, what I don't think I see any Pride as doing it.
Mhm.
And I need to shout out for them because I think they are a really good sponsorship for us to work together with Area 15,
Yeah.
Mhm.
who are amazing. They are really supportive, and anybody who comes to Las Vegas, you gotta find them. They are like pretty much on the street. So if you live here, you know where they are. They are a really good sponsors. And for this year and last year, we started our Rainbow Rave. What was that first ever? I don't think I see any Pride doing a rave actually
Mm.
anywhere. They like a big DJ section of raves. And for this year, for June, they actually said, let's do a 4 weekend at Odyssey Noir, but it's a brand new area where we're gonna be part of their entertainment for June, when we can celebrate, because we're gonna celebrate in June some too, not just in October.
We are so blessed and so cursed by living in a hospitality town.
Mhm.
Yes,
Because we are cursed because the community and the outsiders all think that we can go to any of the hospitality bigwigs.
yes,
And I don't need to list them, but
Mhm.
help us be part of your DEI and give us your money and we can do this. But we're also blessed that we have individuals who know the impact our community has with their businesses, such as
Yep.
Area 15.
Yeah.
Area 15 to me, and I've only explored 60% of it.
it's so
is,
big.
is a crazy cultural, eclectic mix of entertainment and enlightenment.
Mhm.
And they're embracing us, going, come join us, be part of us. We need you. Thank you. We need you too.
Yeah.
So it started out simple with our bingos,
Yeah.
our family pride bingos in the portal, which are crazy and fun.
Mhm.
We have the capacity to grow. So if we reach 400 people in June, my goal is for June to reach 400 people. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what Norma will do. She's not responsible.
Watch out, y'all.
Watch out.
Rising and rejoicing, huh?
But it
Cut to the picture of Norma
cut to the
gasping.
picture. Yes. She wants a billboard over the 15. But back to the curse is everybody expects, well, just pick up the phone and call them and Celine will be right there. No, she won't. It's a different world. And back to the expensive, we have some our high-end ticket may be $50, I don't know, for an evening of entertainment. That is nothing. There are drag brunches that charge $75 for 40 minutes of entertainment, lip syncing. And I lost my train of thought. It's a short train. But what we offer, the value we offer for what we charge, the value is way up here.
Way up there.
Way
Way
up
up there. I think last year, Megan can help me out. How much was the rave tickets?
49.
40, I think,
Here we
yeah.
go, 49.
49.
Yeah.
But that was pre-sale tickets. All
That was
So we
constantly.
had a ton
That
of
was a
sales
premium
offers,
ticket,
yeah.
and you could have found it cheaper.
You
Yeah.
can find it cheaper a lot of times
Yep.
because we had pre-sale tickets. We had
Yeah, pre-sale.
summer
I had a pre-sale like 35.
35, but we had local really good DJs who are
Mhm.
performing in Omnia, who are performing in big nightclubs, perform for us. There was Shea Coulee there, who is a established drag queen. And you got the whole Area 15 entertainment. Everywhere you go, something like this is cost $90 to $100.
Yep.
Like going into a Omnia, as a local, it costs you $75. And as a local discount.
And that's standing,
Yeah, that's the
and that's for an empty cup.
yes. Yes. So yes, some things are cost, but that's the biggest amount. Like we charge. That's the rave. The rest of it is like $5 to $10 to $15 of.
We really find it to be an important part of what we do to keep things affordable and approachable. And we have events that are free, several of them. We have events that are very low cost. Our Pride Family Bingo event has not changed price in a very long time. If you haven't had the chance to come out. It's a good time.
And
We're
skate
creating
night.
community
Skate
and
night.
culture.
It's insane.
What did
$5.
Megan? What did we do with the last skate night when we ran out of parking? I mean, it was terrible, but it was so exciting that
Right.
we
Well, I
ran.
think
That's never
people were
happened.
just telling us. We didn't really tell or encourage this, but people were like parking across the street and walking over to Crystal Palace.
So you can do
Yeah,
that.
it was so
Uber.
packed. It was
We-
so much fun.
We had a great deal,
Yeah.
and it was packed, and
Yeah.
that excites me because it's a simple. We try to do as many family-friendly events that we could possibly can, and it's hard in this town. It's another bar event. Well, yeah, but bar events get more people out. But bingo and skate night, I love. I wish we could just increase the volume on both of those.
Mhm.
Just for our community.
But
Come on out.
Come on out. Always.
yeah. Long story short about our theme this year, that we're
Back to the theme.
quite
Back
we're
to the theme.
quite proud of. Is that this is your call to action, Vegas and the West Coast and the U.S. Show up to Pride. Your voice matters. I mean, not only show up to Pride and then the next month show up to vote in whatever form that suits you, but show up to vote, show up to Pride, standing united together. It's important that we uplift each other and each part of the community, and we're doing that together, because there's so many that are being attacked for being, T or L or Q. We've got to show up and make a stand
And rejoice.
and rejoice. Yeah.
And resist.
I'll admit, rejoice was the word that threw me for the theme, rejoice. But Auntie Norma hosts every Easter Sunday a revival, and there's something about rejoicing in music, rejoicing in community and spirit, and I own it now. I own it now. So I promise all of you, I've had discussions with some spiritual leaders in town, gurus and reverends and pastors and priests who will be part of our opening for the festival this year. So we'll have drum circle hippies. We'll have some religious leaders who will lead us in a rejoice song, and just come out and celebrate who we are, and that I'm a firm believer that our commitment to our community, a good song event, a good event with some music to pull us together at the beginning of our festival will make it even bigger and better.
Norma insists on having her Sister Act moment.
Sister Act, yes.
Rise,
yes.
resist, celebrate. It just doesn't
That's
have the same ring
That's
as
right.
Rise,
That's
resist,
right.
rejoice, but
I
we're
ain't
bringing us to
mad at-
church.
I'm not mad at it.
about it.
That's
Hey,
right.
I want to see it.
Right.
Can I get an amen up in here?
For everybody, what we talked earlier, for the people who feel tired and people who feel like it's not worth to fight, that as a Hungarian, I want to say, back to our conversation, it can happen. Took 16 years for that small little country, but it happened because people did rise up, did resist, and they made big changes, and they are free from an awful authoritarian dictatorships.
Can things be better? Yes,
Mhm.
but they can be worse too.
Mm-hmm.
And the work that we're doing, the effort that everyone puts in, the going and voting, the coming to events, the creating culture, the taking a risk, coming to a hike, logging onto our website, coming to our rave, all these little things that are positive create positive effects and change. It is incremental. It will grow and build. And participating and doing the bare minimum and going and voting is so powerful.
We can get back on track.
Yeah.
And we've already started to see that a little bit, but I feel a little better about our future. I never was, and I'm an Aquarian, so I can suck in the dark clouds quick and easy. I've seen, I can suck the dark clouds in, and I spit the dark clouds out. Megan gave us a spittoon. Don't edit it. That's a good one. But
Leave that in.
as you all know, I tried to take a day this week just to tune out. And it was great up until I answered a phone call. But anyhow, I think it's vitally important for all of us to realize when we do feel that burnout or that, oh my God, it's so overwhelming. Take a break, go out and go to a park, get barefoot, walk through the duck crap. It doesn't matter. It washes off, go just take yourself out of your
reground,
regroup 100%, regroup,
Yeah.
do something you've never done before.
Yeah.
So be part of us.
Yes.
So rise, resist, rejoice. October 9th through October 17th, correct?
18th.
18th, extra day because we have the pool party.
10 days of
10
Pride.
days
10
of
days of celebration.
the parade is a Friday night. The next night we have a rainbow rave. Then we have pool parties. Then we're having bingo and we're having
Skate
night. And we got
Board hub
something,
crawl, yeah.
a pub crawl, and the ladies somewhere in between there. And then we have the festival.
Join us all year long at Las Vegas Pride events. You can check out our magazine online, lasvegaspride.org, our podcast on all major streaming platforms.
Oh, the
And join
magazines
us
are
at
there.
Pride this October.
So subscribe and can't wait to see you guys next week.
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
Megan is the voice.
No.
When this is edited, are we going to
The
have like a little floating Megan head? I like the
You
voice.
need a room camera, and you can.
No,
be
I
over
like
there.
it when she's talking.
I like the voice of
I like
God.
when you're talking too, but people need to understand that you're a human and not just like a robot.
We can-
AI.
we can
I
get
mean,
a-
like,
we
I'm
can get a
sure
cut
they
out.
understand.
You just need to put one in the corner.
Megan is actually
be
a
a
real
studio camera.
person. She's got 2 legs, 2 arms, and she's
And you can see her in
she's not
every event
AI.
when you
She's not
come.
AI.
She's everywhere in all of the Pride events.
Fat
I'm not a fake friend over here.
No, no.